coming in here. Let's adjust our numbers. Featured product tonight. Not only are we going to be making them on the live show, but you can purchase from us, the Glass Academy. Is that true, Jake?
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Here we are.
Well, here we are, another day. Welcome, everybody. As you slowly enter the chat, we will be talking about some glass and explaining the board and whatnot.
Glass. All
That's
right, we got some people coming on. Let's just say here's what we're making tonight. To let everyone know, you can direct message us. I wanted to show off this one because it's got the sparkly stuff in it. And I wanted to feature it in the front of the show, so number 8, my favorite. All right, we've got everyone coming on now. It took a minute for everyone to get here. But now that we're here, let's remind you.
Check out the board.
Who you are. Who are you?
Who are we? Well, for everybody who's just joining, we're the Glass Academy out here in Dearborn, Michigan, with the family reunited after a couple weeks of different vacations out into the wilderness. And
we were all inspired outdoors.
Yeah, so now we're ready to make some new garden work. And we got Joey here as well. We got Lucy on tech support. Dad's changing out of his flip-flops right now so that we don't get too many comments about improper footwear. But other than that, I could probably go give a display of the board and see what we're working with.
Hey Lou, do you have your map? We got Idaho in the house.
Idaho.
Okay, in the front office. Joey, will you hold this and you and Jake can talk?
Let's go over the board.
Hey guys.
Sure. Joey's in the house.
Right here.
And here we go. So take a look at the board. Look what we got going on. We got some information, general information on the right. Just like we're going to do with every single live feed we do, you guys like the Glass Academy page and you share the feed and you're automatically entered to win. Today we're not going to do the piece at the end of the show. We're going to show you right over there what we're going to be giving away.
Okay.
So we'll get to that. But we got some nice garden action going on tonight. We're going to start with a warm-up as usual. Joey's going to be making something that we just kind of brainstormed together that should be pretty darn cool and definitely unique. And then we got coronavirus with a grad hat. I'll be doing that. And as you guys have seen, we do some pieces like that. The coronavirus with the graduation hat on for this weird time we're in.
It's
and
going to be
cool.
cool.
Graduating.
How are you doing, Sharon?
What up, Sharon? Succulent, you guys saw on the table over there. We will pan back over and we're featuring the succulents tonight. So we're going to give you guys prices on the 10 that we have on the table, the 12, and then we're going to actually make a couple so you guys can see that process. They're pretty unique to our studio. Sunflower, looks like we're doing a sunflower. Those are pretty hardcore, pretty sweet. We got a stemless rose I'm going to be making, which those will be available on the website. And then we've
Super
got
nice pieces.
another succulent.
It's going to be cool.
We got a nice lineup, and we'll see how all that pans out. We kind of got to take things on the fly as we do them. If we got more time, we're going to do more work, and if we got less time, then we might go over.
That's right. I appreciate you guys showing Chris some support. We know he loves his flip-flops and his clogs.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when the audience doesn't want to see those toes exposed.
He's got some pretty nice toes.
So we got some colors out here, just like we always got prepared and ready to go. A different display pretty much each week, and that just depends on what we're making, and we may bring out some extra colors if it's not too many and have something to work with if we want to spontaneously toss some extra color in there.
Hi, Mary.
We'll see about that.
All right. Are we about ready to get started?
Yes, let's do this. Alrighty.
Oh yeah. All right, we've got Brad's Pumpkin's gonna slide in at 3.5.
Brad's Pumpkin?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Never heard of that before, but
We'll add it to the board. It's
Perfect.
3.5, kind of like version 2.0.
Perfect.
Brad, we saw you. You're on there. No worries.
All right, folks. Brad saying what up. Hello from Australia. Chris, Big Cheese. That's right. That's right.
Standard issue flip-flops.
Let's take a look here. What he's got going on now. Oh yeah, some fresh clogs. All right, so I'm back on the camera with you guys here. Excited to be back. Looks like Joey's starting it up. He got a second gather, 2 coats of that crystal clear glass. And so I do know what he's saying. I'm going to kind of let us go along here a little bit and kind of see it as it happens.
Go with a white core and a transparent outer layer.
White core, transparent outer layer.
Makes me think of like putting a painting on a canvas. You can start with crystal clear, or you can start with a color for your base. And I find the white really likes to accent a lot of other colors very nicely.
Exactly. So what Joey's saying is a lot of times when you can put white behind any other color, really usually transparent colors, but any color on the color wheel, it's going to make that color pop a lot more. So what he did is you can see him putting the green on now. He had about 2 coats of white, and now he's got a bunch of speckles of, I think it's like a new or like a pine tree green.
We're going to do one more coat of that and then a sprinkle of the granny apple green.
One more coat, he said, and a sprinkle. That's a
$50.
technical term in glass blowing. We know exactly how much a sprinkle is. But just a sprinkle of some granny apple green right there. You guys see that move he just did there? He went into the green, coated that fully, and then just by letting us look at that glass for a good like 1 or 2 seconds when he showed the camera, it allows that green he put on top to soak up a lot of that heat. So then when he goes into the next green, it's actually hot enough in just enough places that he only picks up a few specks of color. It's a pretty fancy move. You got to have your timing really correct.
All right. Shaped up here. We're gonna give it one final beat.
Looking good.
Pull and shake his face.
Greatest show on earth in all capitals. I like that.
I like that too.
All right, Portland, looking good. Welcome everyone. So again, if you guys have questions throughout this about what we're doing or what we've been up to or what's for sale or what the situation is. Sure, all right. Mom wants to know how many people saw what? Saw what? Ah, I didn't even see that video, but it sounds like Scott posted a video drinking out of that 35-ounce tree mug that we made. And
Big boy.
yeah, how many people have seen that video? So here goes Joey. He's about to make this start of this percola reed is what he's making for the warm-up piece. And he's going to pull it out, and something that's a little special about this percola reed, he's going to make it one of a kind. Here we go. Look at that thing moving. Look at the way it's flopping around. We're going to actually put some leaves on here. Oh yeah! Don't hurt the bench, Joey. All right, cactus theme. I like it.
We need our neckline in here so we can chop this thing off.
All right, a ton of people saw the video. That's awesome. Look at that twist he put in there. Hold on one sec, Joey. Let's see the color. See how the color's changing on the tip? Blue. Pretty sweet. So that's just the coolest part, the thinnest part of the piece. So by that being thinner and him working on it, the colors are starting to show a lot more. If you guys didn't miss the video, it sounds like, and I've missed it as well, but it sounds like it's on the Glass Academy page. So at a certain point after this video and this evening, I'll just jump on there and scroll down a little bit to find that.
All right.
All
just
right.
a second. I might need your help.
I think Dad can bring you a bit or two.
Oh, yeah?
That's right.
All right. Bring me Christopher to...
Yeah, so I guess some people saw that video too. It was pretty awesome. I watched that as well. Mom did a nice promotional, kind of more educational almost video about the history of the Glass Academy and a little bit of what we've gone through here during the Corona situation. And that was posted on the Royal Glassmakers page and the Glass Academy page. And if you guys want to hear a little, like a little personal backstory to what's going on here from Michelle's perspective, my mom, it was a pretty sweet video to watch.
Towards the end.
So he's torching the tip. Whenever you heat up glass in one specific spot like that, it has a tendency to round out. So by having the rest of the piece nice and cool, if he can just blast the very tip of that thing, it rounds it out and puts a really nice finish to the piece. Uh-oh, here comes leaf number 1. Cuts off a little bit of glass, and while it's still as hot as possible, he squeezes it with the leaf crimps. A little pull and a little twist. Look at that. This thing looks like a plant, folks. What color are those leaves?
Those are granny apple green.
Granny apple to match those spots. Nice.
More? Yeah.
2 more leaves, Joey says. What up, Mark? My break was amazing. Out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania. It was really nice to be in some cool, beautiful, fresh air. It was a really nice thing, and I did get to see most of the first video on Tuesday last week. It was fun to make some comments from afar and see how it works from the backside. Didn't get to have service for the Friday one, but it was nice to take a little break. Happy to be back. It's nice to be back in the shop, and it's beautiful weather around here right now. We got the fans kind of on just for audio reasons, but it sure is feeling good in here. Happy to be back on the mic.
Now, will you bring me one little bit of the purple on the right?
A little purple, you're saying? Purple leaves?
Well, it's going to be a little flower bit on the top. Yeah.
Ah, a little something, something on the end. Take a look at this, folks. So those green, those leaves are the same green that is. There's some spots, some very bright granny apple green spots in there. Right. Say what?
Drop it on a little clear patty, or should we put it on a steak?
I think we put it on a steak would be best. So Chris is going to bring over some clear. Looks like he's going to get the purple on top. Looking nice.
Perps.
The purples. He's going to start shaping it up. Every bit you bring over needs to have a specific shape for the way that you're going to be putting it on the piece. So this is going to be a topper bit. He's going to put it right on the very tip of this reed here. And I don't know if he's going to shape it into a leaf or if it's going to be a decorative, stable, strong top. And we're going to see right now. Cuts it off with the diamond shears. Little extra juice. That's a good question, you guys. You better ask Mom what the deal is, but I know she's got one coming up soon. Yes, we can ask about the snake. We'll get to that towards the end of the video for sure. I'll see what the deal is with that. This is the warm-up piece that Joey's doing. This is pretty much straight out of his brain right now. We have a few custom orders for tonight, but we do have a couple other pieces that we're just going to be kind of making up as we go. And this is kind of a special addition to the percola reeds that we normally do. A little something extra with 3 leaves. They kind of look like propellers down there, almost like fish fins, but it is all bright green with a little purple firecracker topper.
We're all set. I'm gonna knock this one off right in the oven.
All right, let's take a look at that.
Oven.
Hold her up for us. Yeah. All right, how about a round of thumbs, you guys? How about a round of likes for these guys? Joey with the sweet warm-up piece, touching the super cold part right before he puts it away.
I already know.
Woo. But he's not too nervous about the heat because he's going to take it straight over to the annealer. That's the trick with these guys. When we knock them off, we cold work the bottom. We saw off all the broken glass, and then we glue a stake to the bottom. And that's called a cold working process. And there's a lot of glass pieces that take, nice job, Joey, that take cold working work.
You glue a steak to the bottom? Is it a ribeye or like what kind of steak is it?
It's a, oh, I don't know my stakes enough for a clever response. Nice one, Mom, nice one. Yes, that's awesome, Joey. You got the love coming in, looking good. Looking good. And why don't we take a look at the board then and see what we got up next? Uh-oh, I think it might be my turn already. Coronavirus with the grad hat. Take it away, Dad.
All right, everybody. This is it. This one's Jake's. He's going to be doing it. We got the coronavirus with the grad hat from Mark. Mark bought it for Skylar Ryan. He's the one who's going to be getting this puppy made. Remember, you guys, we're giving away a sweet piece tonight. And we're going to show you guys that piece that you're going to get if you're picked out of the person who shares the page. We want you guys to share that so that we get more followers. We love it. What else is up here? Tonight's the Glassy Gardens evening. Jake just gathered up some molten glass right here out of the furnace. 2,100 degrees. That glass is the consistency of honey. Guys, I'm talking almost identical to honey, except that you can't take a taste of it. That would be horrible.
I've never heard of anybody trying that either, but I'm sure someone has out in the glassblowing community.
Well, I've told people, I was telling people the other day when I was at Cedar Point and I was blowing that if they wanted to have a familiar experience like gathering glass, you take a little bit of honey, put it in a little dish, and then take a wooden dowel rod, like a half-inch dowel rod, and gather up some honey on the end of that and walk around your kitchen. And I'm telling you, kids, make sure you do that because your moms will love you when you're dripping honey all over the floor in the kitchen. All right.
That's a good one.
But it does feel just like glass blowing. What Jake just did right here, why don't you tell him what you did, Jake?
Well, this is the core of the coronavirus. Just the same thing that Joey did with his percola reed. He put 3 layers of white and then he put a transparent green on top. And that makes it pop a lot more. So for the red and the coronavirus, we do a white core, we put red over top, and instead of it being kind of dull and transparent, it pops and it's a nice bright red.
Yeah, makes it as bright as we can get it. I mean, we've got the brightest red that you can get.
In all the land.
Yeah, in all the land. So he's gathering up out of our furnace right there. Holds about 200 pounds of molten clear crystal. You pretty much only keep crystal glass in your tank because then you can add all the different colors and have a much more diverse color palette. If we had just one color like bright red in the tank and that was it, we'd be bumming because our whole gallery would be full of red stuff and we don't want that.
Red's beautiful, but you gotta have variety.
Exactly. So he just added a coat of red onto there. Now check this out. He's shaping it up a little bit. And now he's going to go ahead and start pulling out all those spikes that are on a coronavirus body. I think I called it a cell at one point, and someone corrected me and said it's not a cell. But check this out. It's all about timing, and it's all about enduring the heat on his fingers, because that is really hot.
Woo! So now's a pretty cool move that takes the exact right amount of heat, where instead of having those pinch marks on the Corona, I'm going to get it super hot and turn it as consistently back and forth as I can to keep it on center. And all those tips, just like when Joey was heating up the tip of his percola reed, they round out. They become nice and symmetrical. That's what I want for putting this virus together, especially because I'm putting a hat on it. I want it to have some sort of symmetry.
Look at that thing's pretty sweet looking, you guys. I'm talking. Ooh.
That's a pretty nice one.
Doesn't look like Jake was out in the woods camping. He's got his hand skills back instantaneously. Check it out. We got our other furnace behind Jake over there cooking, so we got both of them up. We filled that guy up with a bunch of 100% recycled glass. We got some product we got to crank out. I'm going to use the zoom on there. That thing is crazy.
See how it's still moving just the tiniest bit? When you start working with, it's a white hat, Joey. When you start working with thicker glass, and especially when we've got little thin pieces on the outside, I need to be really aware of my temperature and the timing, because I can still be holding it, showing it to you guys, and it could be moving from the core but then these outside tips are cooling down super fast, and some of them will just pop right off.
Right.
So it's very important to be switching back and forth with Joey.
Yeah, equalizing the glass is huge, everybody. If there's glass blowers out there, that's a great learning thing for apprentices, but for you folks who aren't glass blowers, it's still pretty interesting to know exactly how that works. Correction, a virus is a complete cell, so the coronavirus is a cell. Barb, thank you. All right. I love it when people figure that kind of stuff out for me. All right, so Jake just put a molten piece of white glass on the top of this virus cell. Barb, thank you. And that's going to be the part of the graduation hat that goes on your head. But you can't squash a whole graduation hat around a head that looks like a coronavirus, so we're putting it right on the top. I think Jake did have a couple of the spikes go up into the bottom of the hat just so that it wouldn't fall off when the coronavirus is running and playing.
I actually got it squished and just propped
nice.
up by those two.
I like it.
I'm gonna just give it some security.
Oh yeah, Rebecca's at home watching, drinking some wine in her Corona goblet.
All right.
I love it.
I'd love to see like a state list of where those coronavirus goblets went to.
How many people watching the feed right now out of 353 people bought a Corona goblet, a Venetian Corona goblet from Jake and I? Because those things were
Great
pimped.
question.
Let us know if you bought one. Oh, Jessica's saying coronaviruses are not cells. But we got, this is definitely a patty of white glass. It's going to be a grad hat. At least we know that. Ain't got none of the three of us. Joey, did you go to science school?
Yeah, I'm actually a lab technician.
Oh, that's right.
Just
Jake, you didn't.
That's for sure.
Well, you guys are the ones who are letting us know. Carlin, she's got a goblet. Rebecca's got a goblet.
This is a gift from Mark to his niece.
We know that, yeah. Mark, for his niece, Skylar Ryan. I already mentioned that on there a couple times, but just so you guys know that, he bought this great grad hat on a coronavirus for his niece, and that's pretty sweet. Oh wow, check that out. It's starting to come together and look like a cool graduation hat. So they've definitely been known that the hat's white, and then the tassel is going to be a opaque lapis blue, which is, I guess, maybe the school colors. And Joey's going to be putting that on right now using the torch and a pre-pulled piece. Hold that up. A pre-pulled piece of lapis blue. Check that out. So, you know, we've been getting more and more into those. Donna, you haven't gotten one of those cups? Man, well, you got to get one, girl, because they're amazing. We don't have any right now, but we're going to be making more because all three of us here love blowing goblets. It's the hardest thing to make in glass, but it's the funnest because it's the hardest. It's kind of like soccer, you know what I mean? The funnest thing in soccer to do is the hardest thing to do, and that's get a goal. Look at that. There we go. There's the tassel. I like it. I like it.
Hanging right over the side, a little dot on the top.
So now we're going to be
bright red.
You're going to be putting a little patty on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
You got the mold out. So what we do now is we got to break it off the blowpipe, you guys. And to break it off the blowpipe, then you got that chip mark on the bottom. That chip mark has got to be covered up with a piece of glass so that we can mount this thing onto a wooden base that says, "Congratulations 2020 graduate." And that's the coolest thing about these things, is that we finish them so darn well. Jake's propping it up. He's doing a real good job. Here comes Joey with the glass. Looking good, looking good. Jake's got his equalizer. This is called our cookie maker.
Boom. Cookie made.
I heard the noise. Boom.
A little extra torch so that there's no real bumpy spots, because we like to sign the bottom of these. And we want it to be nice and smooth for the signature.
Now, you guys, this is going into the annealing oven. And for you, out of you 400 people who are watching, some of you might not know what an annealing oven is. But an annealing oven is what cools the glass down to room temperature. And that piece is going to be in there for about 16 hours. Because that's what we've determined, that thickness of piece needs to be annealed. Nice job, Jake. Give him a big round of thumbs, everybody.
Feels good to be back on the feed. Thank you.
Oh yeah, good to be back.
So I think I'm gonna take this back from you.
All right, Jake's taking the microphone back because we're gonna go over here
And take a look.
We're going up to the next thing in line, which is number 3. It's Glassy Gardens tonight for you newbies. You can have something custom made. Direct message Lucy if you want something made for this Friday. We are doing a lot of custom drinkware. Pilsners, snifters, tulips, mugs. DM Lucy and get in the lineup for this Friday. But right now we're going to be doing a succulent in a glass pot. That's me, guys, right there. Boom.
Chris.
There you go. All right.
Thank you very much. I still see some likes coming through. I appreciate it. Thanks for the help, Joey.
So what I'm going to do, hey Jake, I'm going to cast up a heater in
Okay.
the mold so that the mold gets nice and hot. So why don't we show these guys how we're doing this?
That sounds perfect. So
Show them the mold.
let me explain a little something with glass. And I know a lot of you guys that are repeat watchers understand that the glass cools down incredibly quickly. And so what happens here is that we're going to use this graphite mold. This is for the base of the succulents that we're going to do. And actually, give me 1 sec, Dad. I'm going to show them the table over here. What's up, tech support? These are the succulents we're about to make. And these are the ones that are for sale as well today. And you can DM Lucy to get them. But we do have a couple different varieties. I'll give you guys a more detailed look. But we've got a lot of different colors and a lot of different options. And a lot of these were single individual ones that were all one of a kind. So we do have a line of colors, specific colors that we do that's on the website, excuse me, but these are all individual ones. So if that's your guys' deal, you like the individual work, here's our 12. But take a look at this base. See this clear base here? That's called casting. That's called taking the glass and casting it into some sort of mold and making some sort of cast. But this is the one we're going to be using as the base. And now what I began to say was that when you put the glass in there, that graphite's really good at not pulling out as much heat as metal would, but it definitely pulls out a lot of heat. So what Chris is going to do right now, this is going to be a cool video for you guys. He's going to make a tester cast, a heater up cast. So he's dripping that in there, and he's going to let that sit for a while and just get warm and let the graphite get ready to roll for when we actually do a piece, because it's going to take some time for the core to cool down enough. We don't want the outside to crack while we're waiting for it to cool down. John, that's a great question. Colored bottoms. You know, we normally don't really do that. That's for 2 different reasons. Number one is that you guys saw the consistency of the glass a second ago when he poured this into the mold. Once you get color on the glass, it's very difficult to get the glass back up to that hot of a temperature when it comes straight out of the furnace at 2100 degrees. So we don't usually put color on for that reason, but on top of that, we like to focus on the succulent itself. We give it a colorful base. It's going to take away from the eye-popping color of whichever we choose for the succulent. So there's a couple of different reasons. And that was a big gather. He used a gathering ball, which is a metal ball that allows you to, just like when we do a surface gather, if we take a little bit of glass and then we wait, gather more on top of it. Look at that, he's creating a monster. He's pulling a monster right out of the glass.
Melt it back down.
He used a giant rod and was able, a gathering ball, and was able to get that amount of glass, which was a lot, and something I'm not really confident that I could do. I'm not sure how Joey feels about that, but
I can make the cut.
ooh. All right, Linda, awesome. Sounds like you got them and you liked them. That's amazing. Those were super fun to make. We did do some custom pineapples for Garden Show a couple times these past few weeks. I know 2 of them went to Linda. So thanks for the order, Linda. Those were really a good time. let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. You're going for some white, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing a multiple layer of color so that it has that, like the petals of the succulents have a texture and they look really cool with multiple color layers.
I see.
And I'm going for this really cool blue, like it's like a water blue, but it's almost like a minty blue, like a succulent.
Okay, is it over here? Can I look at it?
Yep, it's right there.
This guy right here with white underneath it? Not bad. So again, everyone, we are the Glass Academy here in Dearborn, Michigan. We got the family of 4 working, plus Joey, who works here at the Glass Academy. And it's nice for me to be back on the mic. I love talking about the glass, and I love showing you guys the cool stuff that I've learned about the glass. But I like to remind you guys that if you have questions, shout them out. And I see sometimes when there's technical questions about prices and or about something specific you want to ask somebody, it's definitely best to DM my mom standing right here or my sister. If you DM, direct message the Glass Academy page, they can answer any super specific question for you. General questions about the technical side of glass blowing and what we're doing at the moment is definitely something I like to answer.
I
And
think we were jumping in because you were going to assist in the succulents.
well, then I guess I won't answer any questions.
I'll tell you when we're ready for right now, though.
Well, we wanted to do the 2 layers on the succulents to show
I know
the...
I'm saying it's like there's nothing to do on making the piece, but we can try to do it.
Some of the people were asking about the colors.
Come on over here, let's watch this.
Yep. All right, here you go.
Right.
That is amazing.
Alrighty, so yes, we are all related. This is my dad, and that was my sister and my mom doing answering the questions, the Glass Academy direct message
another one in a
questions. Well, check that out, that piece he just put on there. He cut it all the way around, 5 cuts.
No, I need a fresh
Now
one,
he's
Joey.
pulling out each individual piece. And you can see the colors slowly starting to cool down and match that base. What did you call that blue? Like a mint blue, or what was it?
It's kind of like a mint, a creamy mint.
Creamy mint, folks. It's something you could get from Starbucks. Ooh, a creamy mint refresher. Something like that.
Refresher.
Succulent refresher. So, and then I'll go back over the table for you guys, but I do know offhand that numbers 1, 2, and 3 are 148, and the rest of them on the table are 138. And I actually just got the nod from tech support, so I know I'm talking the actual facts. Thanks, Tajmir. He's pulling this one out long.
This is number 4. And people are asking the colors, so... Oh, wait, let's hold it up.
Oh yeah, double action. That's a pretty one. And look at that rose on top. Not a rose, but it's a little something or other. A berry, perhaps. So check it out. He actually rounded out an area in the middle. Here come the cuts. And something I usually like to say about cutting glass is it's not like a scissor where it's super sharp. Those aren't the sharpest shears at all. But what they do when the glass is hot is they squeeze it to the side all the way down till it's so thin that you're just breaking a little thin layer of glass. And then you've got to usually, when you do a cut like that, reheat it just a little bit while it's hot, give it a little extra juice, and it will kind of melt away those sharp glass edges.
This one's gonna be a sweetie.
Oh yeah.
And I think I was told that this piece will be for sale, but we gotta check in with the tech support to see if we're selling it tonight or if we're selling it next week.
I'll go out on a limb and say that I'm pretty sure it'll be for sale next week. Once we're able to get it out of the kiln, we can take pictures and post the pictures for you guys, and then you'll see the finished product, and then whoever's going to buy it will be able to purchase it. So, like I was saying, questions are great, guys. Here's a good one that just came in. Does the metal tool get hot? That's a really great question, and it really depends on the tool, and it depends on what you're working on, and where you're working on it, and what you're thinking about, and probably a million different things.
1 million.
1 million different things. But in general, unless you're doing a lot, like when we did those coronaviruses and we made, Dad and I would go bench next to bench and we'd make 10 apiece in a row. The tweezers, those ones in his hands right now, would definitely be hot by the end of the 10. And you'd be dunking them in the water in between pieces. And that's kind of the way it goes. The other cool thing that happens, I guess it's not so cool, but it's, I guess you could call it hot, is this bench right here is our second bench for our smaller hole. And about 12:30 every day when we're doing production, the sun's blaring right on that bench. So the tools, on top of getting hot from the glass, start heating up from the sun. And you'd be surprised how hot those tools get just from the sun blaring on them. Kind of makes it difficult for us. Any questions about specific pieces, you guys? We don't do a lot of random specific pieces. We like to stick to our own designs. We are artists here, so we don't like taking exactly what the customer gives. Cast time. But if there is very specific questions about those, you guys can send them to the Glass Academy, or we're going to work on a way to eventually send that right over to Chris, because he's the one that likes to make the wild, crazy, one-of-a-kind things. So eventually you guys will have a way to get in contact with him through some sort of messenger and talk out the details. Now that's a hot gather, folks. Look at that. With that much glass and the heat of that glass and how quickly he cut it, look how smooth it is on top. That's an example of 30 years of blowing glass. All right, Liz, do we have regular daytime jobs? Well, I guess that's a good call for a little bit of history of the shop.
Well, yes, it is our daytime. It is our full-time job. It's absolutely what we do. So I suggest you like and share and go shopping.
Yes, that's exactly right. This is a family-owned company. My mom and dad started this, and I'm here working now with my sister. And we got Joey working with us, and I'll take a quick pan around the studio. What's up, Mom? Oh, a pit stop on the way by. Here's our ice cubes to make sure that the phone doesn't break down on us. But take a look all the way over there. We're doing a lot of renovations. We got a nice gallery back over here, batch gallery, which people are available, masked, come in here and take a look at some work and purchase some things. And then we got our tech support area. But that's exactly right. We are the family, and check that out. Dad's been blowing glass for 30 years. My mom, about the same. That's pretty sweet.
Look at the color on the back.
That would be sweet to mount on a wall and just be able to spin it like a something or other.
Yep, I'm good. Watch this. We're going to put the spire on it now, which grows out of the center of a succulent.
All right.
Woo. Now I got to get some love on it. Watch this.
He's putting little pinch marks in there with the tool, little cuts that are making little like spikes almost on this spire. Now that's pretty sweet looking. What color is that? Red?
Bright red.
Bright red.
And that's what a spire looks like on a succulent. Look at that.
Woo-hoo-hoo! All right. Thanks, John. It's good to be back. What up from New Zealand? All right. I did see a question about international shipping. I think we may be heading back to international shipping sometime soon, or we are doing it. How about that? Information.
For international shipping, we're still working out all the details, so if you're interested in doing it, send us a DM. We're going to get your address and kind of talk about the details, how much it's going to be, and then we can go from there. But it's still, we got to talk about it a little bit to work everything out,
So a
right?
little more conversation about the details, but we are going to give it a shot. So that's awesome, and there was a huge explosion.
We're going to put it into the pot now. Watch.
All right, we're going to watch it.
You know what that was, Jake?
I do. So a question about how we order, you guys can DM the Glass Academy page or go right to our website that has all of our lines of product, including these succulents, and it's glassacademy.com. Dearborn, Michigan, we are shipping all over the U.S. and it sounds like internationally now too, folks. So look at that. Joey was fortunate. Look at that guy sitting there. Remember, that's a bright red spire.
And now we're going to pull it out of there so you can see what it looks like.
Woo. Yeah, watch out, Sharon. We might start our own credit card plan. Yeah. I could tell from the color, that thing's still real hot, but that base is already set on the outside. Look at how careful he's taking that over there. Exactly, Carolyn. You do share and watch. Nice job, you guys. How about some thumbs? How about some likes? Woo! While all those thumbs are going in, you guys, I'll remind you that when you share this feed right now, as a bunch of likes are coming in, it's going to boost
really
it.
Good. You need to share the feed.
You're going to make Joey feel real good inside. You're going to boost the
warm
feed.
and bubbly.
And we're going to get some more followers. So when you do that, you're automatically entered to win. And I guess it's time for maybe you, Dad, to hand model this sweet floppy vase that we're going to be giving away
Alrighty.
for the winner of tonight's giveaway.
This is called a Botello bouquet vase, and this is a line that we sell online. Check out the top. That's why it's called a bouquet vase, because you just throw a bouquet of flowers in there, and that bouquet of flowers falls right into all those little corners, and it's a perfect display. It just lays right out. It's got beautiful colors. Generally on all of them we put a lot of color around the bottom so that when you do get a little sediment from the flowers in there, when there's water in there and it settles down, you don't see that. It's a nice opaque color pattern there, with the rest of it being transparent. But this is what we're giving away for our live thing tonight. We're going to be giving it away for the share in, when you share the feed, that's what somebody's going to win, that piece right there.
So normally we make them on the piece, but we like to have something that we want to show you guys and get you guys excited that you know you're winning something, you know what it is. So today we're showing you ahead of time what you guys are going to be winning, and everyone who shares this feed and likes the Glass Academy page is entered to win.
Cane. So I wanted to show you guys these over here. Check it out. A couple weeks ago we did a piece for Scott Kane. I made a piece that was a giant 32-ounce tree mug. It was super sweet. What'd you say? Yeah, that's the video that we posted. He's got a big beard and he's a big guy and he's super cool and he was drinking his beer out of it. It was tasty. Well, he ordered a set of 4 tree shot glasses. So we made 2 of them during the live feed last Friday. Check them out. And here they are. They got sweet handles on them. They got all kinds of crazy bark and all kinds of stuff going on. And they're double shot glasses, so each one holds about 2.5 to 3 ounces of whatever he's drinking out of there, which is probably going to be lemonade. Could be whiskey, who knows? But we won't know. He'll probably post. He might be watching tonight, you guys. And if you are, Scott, let us know what you're doing. And maybe, hey, everyone else, if you do a shot, what kind of shot do you want? And it can't be some fancy shot like Sex on the Beach or something weird. It's got to be a straight up liquor shot, guys. Drambuie, flaming Drambuie. Mead?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
mead.
Well, you never shoot mead, guys, because that stuff's too tasty.
Well, that's the perfect size for it.
But look at those babies.
All right, so everybody's sharing the feed. Dad and Joey are going to be working on something up next. Let's take a look.
I think it's the giant sunflower.
It looks like the giant sunflower. This is custom, isn't it?
Nope.
No, we're just making one?
This one's available.
This is available. Again, just like the last succulent that we did, we're going to take pictures of it, put it on the website, and once it's out of the annealer and we have images and you guys have all seen the finished product, then you guys will be able to purchase.
All right, so I'm using this bowl of cone mold for the center.
Okay. Well, I just got a little info from tech support people. I guess you can tell when that's happening because I get nice and quiet. But what's happening with this sunflower is we made a couple custom ones of these, and they've received a lot of love, and they are really cool in all of our opinions. So this one's going to be a prototype for what we're going to put on the website. We're going to start getting a sunflower line on the website, and so this is going to be the first of those, and eventually you guys will be able to get on the website, we'll have pictures, and you can purchase, and we will make to order. What's going on here?
You got to do that with the mold.
To get it loose?
You have to loosen it up so that the glass releases from it just right.
Watch out.
But this is the bowl of tone mold, and it's got a pineapple shape on the inside. And that makes the coolest geometric, kind of sacred geometry pattern on the center of the sunflower when we make it. And I use a really beautiful iridescent color so that it looks just like a sunflower when it's glistening in the sun. It's really great. So that's what we're gonna blow the center of this out. I gotta be real careful to keep that thing small, probably only about the diameter of the top of this mold, which is about 2.5 inches, because if I get any bigger than that, the sunflower is gonna be huge, and they get big real fast. So here we go.
All right. So he's gonna start it up. I'm gonna take another look over here and see where we're at with the succulents, you guys. So here we are. Number 1, 2, and 3 are $10 more, and I'll show you this one's my favorite one on the table, because they have these spires up top, and those take a little more work, and they're so delicate that it definitely takes more precision to make those happen. But the other cool thing about these is that they're clear on the top and the colors on the bottom, so that when you look down on them, they're glistening and they're shining crystal clear, and then the color's actually magnified. So I think 90% of them have that same pattern, and this one's super cool how the green gets magnified. It's super bright. That's a super beautiful one, and from here on out, they're all super unique. This one doesn't have a spire, it has a smaller row. This guy's got one of the taller rows. This guy's got the tall base. He's a pretty sweet green one. We got this one, which we showed at the very beginning of the video, with the red berry, and this one's got an aventurine brown in here, an aventurine gold. You guys can see those sparkles. That's a super expensive color, and I think this is the only one we have with that color in it. There's a couple more over here. Price-wise, you guys, number 1, 2, and 3 are $148. Brad knows it's a bargain. And the other rest of them, all the way up through 12, are $138 a piece. And actually, there's one more thing. There is one hidden in here. I talked about the spires. Mom set it up and said it would just be a bonus. This one's got a spire. This one's very similar to the one we actually just made. This one is $10 cheaper. So that's a $138, normally a $148. That's a $10 special deal. All right. So we're back in the action. Did you just get some color on there?
I did. This is the center piece that's going into the mold. I put that iridescent color on there. I'm going to blow in the mold, and we're going to shape it into the center disc of the sunflower.
Which the center disc of the sunflower would be the sunflower seeds.
Exactly.
That make it a sunflower. So he's got a bubble in there. He's got iris gold, and here he goes into the mold, and he blows and expands it all the way into those increases, and then he's going to inhale and pull it out. Boom. And that's a tough mold to get out of because it's really sticky when you got a bunch of spikes pushing in on the glass. So you heard that mold tap on the ground, a little metal, sound of metal hitting this concrete. That was because it's difficult to get out of there, and that's how you get the best texture. The closer you get to getting stuck, the better the texture's going to be.
Stop.
Here he's putting the crease line. Just like every piece that's made, we got a neckline. So he made that in between the pipe and the piece that's going to be saved. And for this flower, up until all the petals are put on it, that line right there that he's touching is going to be the connection to the rod. It needs to be just the right amount of fragile and just the right amount of strength. Strength, I'll call it.
Oh, look at the cramp.
What? You got a cramp?
Look at my finger.
Jeez.
Don't pull his finger.
That'll help.
Don't pull my finger, whatever you do.
I don't have measurements, you guys, for all these, but I can just hold up another one. I'll pick one that's in the middle. This guy's about middle size. And if you guys see this,
5 and 6 inches tall.
5 and 6 inches tall,
4 inches in diameter.
about 4 inches diameter, coming from across the shop. But there it is in your hand. That's a visual of the size. My hands are average, I would say, so there you go. All right. No problem about the questions. I'm not sure how that all went down, but we appreciate asking questions. I'm a big, everybody knows I like the questions coming, and I don't think there's any question that's too bad, so no problem there. Keep them coming. The glass doesn't shatter while it's hot, and it really depends. It's cool working with the glass. There's such a different temperature at every point of making the piece that if he drops his piece right now, it might not crack, but if he drops it 10 seconds from now, it might actually shatter super easily. So while the glass is hot, there's a lot to learn about the fragility of the glass, but definitely once it's cooled down, we ask that most people don't wash their glass with hot water, or only hand wash it, but don't put it in the dishwasher, I mean. And don't put coffee into your glass. Really, any huge change of temperature will shock the glass. Although you can put it into the freezer and you can chill a mug. And for whatever reason, bringing the glass down in temperature doesn't quite affect it the same way as if you bring it up in the same amount of temperature.
Bless you.
All right.
I really love making sunflowers.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Because they come together in such a monumental fashion. When you get done with them, they just look so cool, but the whole process when you're on your way to finishing them is just really kind of like not there. You're like, where's it going to turn into a sunflower?
It just all of a sudden looks like it. Cassandra, that one is 138. Margaret, they're all 138 except for numbers 1, 2, and 3. Those are $10 more. So if you guys are interested in any product that we've showed you tonight, direct message our Glass Academy Facebook page. And my sister and my mom are right over here handling all your guys' awesome questions, and they'll get you the right information. You can also go onto our website. We have an abundance of products and some matching succulents similar to those, but like I stated in the beginning, those are all one of a kind. So if you like the one of a kind deal, jump on those numbers. Just DM the Glass Academy which number you'd like to purchase. Abby, I guess that's perfect for you. Number 5, just DM the Glass Academy and she will lock it down and pull it off the table. You know, Anton, we can do letters. That's kind of like asking, though, if we can make, like, a hummingbird. It's kind of difficult because we don't really want to recreate something super precise. The glass is super malleable, and it's very difficult to get super fine lines and certain tiny points. And so to make letters, it's never going to look like it's made with, like, a steady hand, even if you have the steadiest hand. So we kind of stray away from that. We've done it before on some mugs. If you guys come from Mug Night, I'm sure Dad would put a big letter E for Edward on the side.
We like inscribing personal messages on the bottom of the piece.
This is true.
You know, inscribe with a diamond. Then you're not taking away from this beautiful piece with a big letter E on the side of it. It's on the bottom. You can turn it over at any point in time you see it. And it's really sweet looking. It's kind of not distasteful.
Totally. And then you got, I mean, we have some pretty decent, we all have some pretty darn nice handwriting around here. And so if you take the scribe and you can write something on the bottom in cursive and write the date, that's a pretty darn nice way to get some sort of personalization to your piece. Do we have a price for the sunflowers yet? Do we have some plan on that? Do we have a price for the sunflowers yet? Making it 208. 208 is heard from tech support, and like I said, this is the first of many that will be sold on our website. They're going to be added once we can take pictures of this guy coming out of the annealer, and we will post this one on the website, and this one will be available, the first of our sunflower product line on the website. Shipping is $20 within the United States. Like I said earlier, we've got international shipping's kind of an interesting situation right now with the virus and whatnot. So if you guys are interested in that, we're willing to make the effort now. And if you give us your information, we'll talk to you. We'll either give you a call or we'll talk over Glass Academy page, and we can figure out how we're going to make that work. Any specific questions about specific products that you guys would like to be made, please just send that as a DM, and or we'll get to that later. We'll go through the comments and can answer them. But there's a lot of specific products that we don't like doing one-offs. We like doing something that we've got and we created. What's this?
Dun,
Glass
dun, dun,
Academy
dun.
original work of art.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun.
What's this?
Someone asked. Dun,
What
dun,
could it
dun.
be?
Woo!
Oh, the coronavirus.
They were asking, there it is.
So So we did make one of those a little bit earlier. I made one with the graduation hat on. This is a great example for you guys, and you saw the packaging. You see now the color of that red and kind of how the finished product looks. So we do those standalone without the grad hat, and we've been doing that pretty much since quarantine started. And what we said was, we're really struggling as a company with having the doors closed. We know a lot of Dearborn, Michigan, a lot of local businesses and friends of ours are struggling as well. So we priced them at $75 a piece, and we said $25 of every sale would go to local small businesses that needed the help. And I just heard from my mom today, actually through that video that was talking about our business, that we actually gave away $8,000. So that's pretty cool, and we did it all through the start of this feed when we were really selling a lot of them, and we talked about the people that we were sending the $500 checks to, and it was a pretty cool experience. So if you guys are interested, we still are doing that. The coronavirus is on our website. $75, $25 goes to many small, local, cool businesses here in Dearborn and around Metro Detroit in Michigan.
Alright, so now we're getting ready to put the stem on this thing.
Stem time?
Yeah, the stem. So Joey's giving it a little bit of an organic look to it. Sometimes when I make these pieces, I make them so they're almost too geometric because I'm just a very technical person, you know, so I want to always make sure that we make them look more organic, because you don't see sunflower that looks like a Chinese throwing star, you know what I mean? Because it's too sharp and too perfect. It's like you got to get it organic, and that's what Joey's doing. He's heating them up and he's moving the leaves around a little bit while I'm gathering up the big green stem.
And this is something that we're trying to move towards, everybody. There's a lot of interesting styles of glass blowing within different glass artists around the world, and as we've cycled through different glass artists here at the Glass Academy, we want to start making it so that we can all work together and create a piece together. So Joey's kind of working on this and bending the leaves around. Joey's part of this piece for sure, and it's no longer just Chris's piece sold at the Glass Academy. It's a Glass Academy product. So I definitely went into a nice little line of words there for a minute. I know I missed some questions, and they're coming in a little more as we get more people in here. If you guys had your question missed and it's something specific from me or about the technical side of glass blowing, just ask that again. I'll get back to it. Check that out. Looking like a bright orange sunflower, but that's a bright sunflower yellow, isn't it? So as soon as that cools down, we will have that thing popping in color. All right. Yeah, Tisha, nice to see you on the feed. That was a great video. I wasn't even told it was happening, but I just woke up and saw it on Facebook, and it was really cool to see you guys going over this, and we appreciate the support. It's a really cool story, and like I said earlier, you guys, it's on Facebook. It was posted today, and we shared it on our page. So if you want a little bit of backstory to Mom's side of the business and just kind of what we've been through since the beginning and how we're getting through this coronavirus situation, take a look at that video that we posted on the Glass Academy page. All right, thank you, everybody. So now I'm going to try and get a little interaction from you guys and get some likes and thumbs. How about just sending some thumbs in? I'm going to remind you guys, if you share the feed, you're entered to win this amazing Botello vase that we've got sitting over here. But let me think of some kind of question to ask you guys. Normally for drinkware, I love to ask what everyone's doing if they're sitting having some sort of beverage. But for gardenware, what kind of question can we get to engage these guys? Oh, he's having another cramp? You got anything for me, Joey?
How many of you guys drank water out of the hose?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There's one. I got it.
How many of you guys drink water out of the hose? Is that forbidden in your household? Or is that
Not mine.
a go?
Sometimes I'm drinking and I'm like, it's hit my face. It feels so good. All right, Joey, you want to give that a glass flash and put it in there?
All right. Sunflowers are going to be 208. I'm getting some me's coming in. I do like that water hose water. So check this out, guys. This is the same process you're going to see me do in a little bit, or actually maybe not because it's got erased off the board, but Watch this move here. He's got the very end of his solid piece of glass that's gonna be the stem of this sunflower. He's got the tip a lot hotter than he does the rest of the base, so that when he comes over here, he's gonna stick it onto this flower, and because it's hot, it's gonna stick. And he's gonna be able to pull it up and stretch it out nice and even with a lot of perfectly timed gravity work. Up and down like that. He sees it folding to one side. He needs to get it a little longer. He gives it a swing. There's a lot to do with gravity and working with gravity rather than against gravity.
Green.
There you go. There's a tip. Mustard helps out cramps, Dad.
Really? Mustard, nice. I need water.
Water and mustard. Probably not together, but we might get you someday. All right. Dean, sounds like you got one of our sweet flowers. I know we made like 3, maybe 2, maybe 3. Look at this stem that he pulled out. And see all that texture he put on the sides too? Kind of some knobs and some curls. Giving it a curl, a bend to the stem. Boom, sunflower style. Look at that, you guys. Looking like there's not many people that don't drink out of the hose, or they're just keeping it quiet.
They don't want people to know.
They don't want people to know.
As long as you
Alright.
don't live in Flint, right?
Exactly. Pickle juice for muscle cramps, potassium. We got some great fans here sticking out for the squad. We love it, you guys. It's super cool seeing you guys come in and pick up your custom work too. I've definitely met some new people, and I'm learning all you guys by name here, and I see your tiny little profile picture, and I see the people that are asking questions and the people that are kind of quiet, but it's really cool to have you guys come into the shop and see you guys and put a name to the face. Here's leaf number 1. We've got some really amazing fans, and when you guys answer questions for us, you know that it's just our family, and we're artists, we're not tech people here, so we're just doing the best we can, and to have all the support that you guys have given us is pretty huge, and don't ever think that it doesn't go appreciated, because you guys are keeping us afloat during this coronavirus time, and we're pretty darn grateful of it. Pickle juice. What keeps you from burning your lungs when you inhale the glass? It's a really great question. Check out that giant leaf. It's moving just a little bit. The reason that doesn't work like that, you don't burn your lungs, is because the same reason that the pipe's only hot right there, the metal contracts a ton of heat. And so when you pull that air back in, by the time it comes from the glass all the way down that metal tube, and it's such a thin line inside of there, that metal pulls out all the heat, so you really don't have to worry about it. Maybe if you had a humongous bowl and you were just sucking as much air as you could take out of the pipe, you might have a problem, but I've even done stuff like that, and it's not really ever been anything I've been worried about.
I'm ready when you are, Joseph.
Karen, as much as they move around, how do you not hit something and break it? That's 30 years of blowing glass, and it's kind of like a dance. A lot of people really talk about it like a dance. It's even more of a dance when you got a third person on the camera, or if you're making larger pieces. Sometimes you have 2, 3, 4 assistants working with you. You really need to have a good relationship. You need to know your assistants well, and they need to know how you work. And it really is. I mean, look at this. Joey knows that the moil back here is a little cold, so he grabs the torch and gives it a little extra love. That's stuff that sometimes assistants don't think like that, you know, they're not productive, and so you guys need to be on the same level, you need to be working together, and you need to pretty much be dancing together. I'm sure if we got some salsa music on here, Joey would start breaking it down for us. Ooh.
Got some moves.
I believe it.
That's one pretty hardcore.
Look at that. So remember, that's bright yellow, bright green stem, bright green leaves, and an iris gold reduced flower in the middle. Or I guess not flower, those are the seeds right there in the middle around all those petals. Super awesome.
I'm going to give it a good reduction, and then I'll show you guys.
All right. All right. trying to catch up a little bit here. How long does it take to make succulent or flowers? Well, that was the sunflower there. It was probably, I'd say, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Check that out. How about a round of thumbs? Woo! But it's more than that. Obviously, it's 30 years of blowing glass. We got the holes on here, and then we have to cool it down overnight, too. The glass cools down way too quickly, so we put it into an annealer, and we control the environment that it cools down in very slowly, and that takes a minimum of 14 hours. So you could say 14 hours and 25 minutes. How long can you inhale? Well, it's been a while since I've tested, but I think I had like a 12.56 inhale count.
That's a good score.
That's pretty good. You know, you work it out a lot when you're on the glass blowing pipe.
All right, going into the annealing oven.
All right, Robert, love that you got the pineapple. Love to hear it. There goes the sunflower. Just like with the Percola reeds, this is a nice thing that's nice for us and a little less stressful, because when we're knocking a piece off here, if we make a mug, we knock it off right here, and then we have to torch the bottom, and we have to finish it up and make it look really nice. That's a lot of air flowing around the glass and cooling it down. So when we have the ability to knock a piece right into the kiln like that, and then just cold work the bottom, chop off all the broken glass, it's a really nice thing for us. A little less stressful. Nice job, you guys.
All right.
Another sweet one.
Better take a drink out of my super glass.
All right, I'll take a look at the table then.
Here, let them see this puppy.
Oh, baby.
Just one more time, you guys.
Can
My
you finish
favorite
that
glass.
all in one chug?
Last Friday, somebody wanted to buy this puppy off me. I said, someday maybe.
But can you finish it in one chug?
I don't know. I can try.
Oh, what? Ice cube? Thought you broke a tooth there. Oh, yeah.
I couldn't.
Aw.
Too big.
That's a glass blower's thirst, though, folks. All right. Back at the table, it looks like we got a couple of them off the table here. We've still got quite a few available. 2 and 3 there. We got 9. We got 11 with the iridescent on the backside. Shimmering. That's a beautiful one. This guy's pretty awesome. Leaning to the left. Nice and organic. And like I said, these are all one-of-a-kind ones here. We have 2 different sets on the website that we're going to make a product line out of that we'll make to order. These guys are all prototype one-of-a-kinders. So the last one of this guy is right here. And if you guys like this metallic, sweet flower ball in the middle, go for number 7. All of these you guys can DM Lucy, sitting right there, my sister and my mom, working it with the masks. And they will lock them down for you guys. Another look at this sweet one. Beautiful greens, beautiful red spire, and that's looking awesome.
All right, now, what are we on? You want to go over to the board for a second?
Let's take a look.
Show them what's up over there. We got all the important facts on the board, you guys. We got the free giveaway super deal piece. Share the page, you know that. But look up here, have something custom made. The Glassy Garden's got a couple little succulents. Succulents are the hottest thing at the farmer's market. But you know what? Every time I buy them, they die. So
I got that problem too.
So you put a glass one on your windowsill, you don't have to water, you can never kill it. It looks amazing. I'm telling you, on the front porch, on your coffee table in the morning, glistening in the sun. Look out, look out.
Game over.
All right, so now we got a Tim Burton style pumpkin, which means it's black and white. It's gonna, instead of having this super curly Q stem, we're gonna go for a Tim Burton spiral stem. But this one's going to Brad Ullum, who's from Australia. And he wants,
our first international customer?
yeah, and he wants an Australian redback spider on there. So we're gonna make the spider, and then Joey's gonna take the torch, and he's gonna put a red line going down the back of the spider. So it's a true Australian one.
All right,
So
before we
doing
get
it.
started, I got one more question for you. How did they cool glass before technology that controls the heat?
Oh, you guys want to know? That's a good one. They would dig holes in the ground because the furnaces themselves and the annealing ovens that were holes in the ground were kept hot with wood and bellows. And they would have a long slot in the ground where they could slide in pieces of rock that would cut the heat off a little bit at a time, and it would turn it down very, very slowly. And then at the very end, it was insulated so well because it was underground that it would just shut it off and it would anneal completely by itself. And actually, in the early days, back in the 80s, in the late 80s, when I started blowing glass, I started blowing glass in like 1986, just to put it in perspective for folks. That was my first year at college. A lot of the annealing ovens that we built, we put about 4 to 5 inches of sand in the bottom of the annealing oven, and there was no computers that were made for annealing ovens. So we would turn off the annealing oven after blowing glass all day, and depending on how much sand you had in there determined how long it took the annealing oven to cool down. So we had one that had like 10 inches of sand in the bottom, and it was like 6 feet by 4 feet with like literally like 400 pounds of sand, and that sand would stay hot and let it come down really slow. That's how we did it in the beginning. Glass hasn't been around in the United States for a very long time. The national glass, or the glass movement that happened in the United States, started in like 1963. Was when somebody had their first glass blowing studio that wasn't a factory like Fenton Glass or something.
So not a long time.
Not at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. Alrighty, so now we're going to do this pumpkin, Tim Burton pumpkin.
Tim Burton pumpkin time. There's a little knowledge for you for sure. That's why we love the questions, because when you strike a question like that has some detailed answer to it, it's nice to kind of talk about something new and to talk a little more detail about what's exactly going on, because the more you guys watch these videos and the more you stick with us and grow with us, the more you're going to want to hear different information. So we're going to try and keep it interesting for you guys, but that's also on you guys to ask questions and kind of hang with us and help us out with that job. Yeah, this is going to be sweet. The Tim Burton pumpkin. So there were some other questions I think I had about, I was trying to look, pineapple. I believe we did the pineapple, we did the small one for $100, and we did the big one for $250, I believe. And those can be done, any custom piece that you guys want. If it matches the garden feed or it matches happy hour, we can do it on the live feed and mention your name and have a good time with you, which is pretty fun to see the video. Or we can just do custom orders on our own here in the shop and get them done and either ship them out to you, or if you're local, we do have curbside pickup. You guys can just hop in here, and I guess that's not curbside, but we have it right by the front door. So.
Lady came by the other day and picked up her pineapple large one you made for her, Jake.
She's on here walking.
She loved it, man. She was
All
blown away.
Yes, it turned out so good.
Yeah. And we did a whole afternoon of customs, Joey and I, this afternoon.
Nice.
We made like, I think about 10 cool pieces in there. We made the other 2 tree shot glass mugs.
All right.
Made a nice mug for Jennifer Harmon.
Okay.
A brilliant yellow one.
All right.
Bunch of snifters for Unity Vibration in Ypsilanti, a brewery, kombucha place.
So I got a couple different questions here that are coming in. Love it. Cindy asked, how do you add color to the glass? And if you mean basically adding color to the glass, that's what's happening right here. He's adding a very fine layer of white on top of this crystal clear glass. If you meant how does color actually become a certain color in glass, it's from different metals and minerals. Anything on the periodic table will change the color of glass. So for that white he's going in, tin was added to the glass and melted down at 2100 degrees and makes that white glass. Expensive colors are purples and pinks. For manganese and gold make purples and pinks. So they all vary in price, and we buy them from different manufacturers that will chop them into different sizes, and then we purchase big orders and get it all in here and have our specific beautiful color palette. So there it is. And so how about a little interaction from you guys again? We love and we like to actually monitor the states and see where you guys are and what's going on in where. So where are you guys watching from today? Let's see if we've been trying to get all 50 states in one video. I don't know if we've done it yet. We've come darn close. But let's see where you guys are. What is it that he does when taking it out of the clear glass oven? At the very beginning of this video, Chris, my dad here, was explaining how you could test out your glass blowing skills by just sticking maybe even a drumstick into a jar of honey and turning it as fast as you can and getting as much glass as you can on there. That's exactly what he was doing in the clear glass oven. We have a crucible in there, a clay crucible that's, I think it's like a 200 pounder, maybe 300, and it melts and it holds all that glass at 2100 degrees 365 days a year. And so when you look in there, you actually look to see the shadow under, because it's so bright, you see the shadow under the punty or the rod connect with the pipe itself. And that's how you know you're about to touch the glass. And all you do is turn the pipe. It's a hot pipe, so it'll stick to it. And the glass gathers up on there. All right, Maggie wants a pineapple. If anyone's interested in any customs, you guys just DM my mom and sister. They're sitting on the computer right now answering questions and doing all the tech support that makes all of these videos even possible for us to do for you guys. So show them some love. Even if you message them and just say, you guys are doing great, that's cool too. We just love the customer interaction. So right now, he actually went into the optic mold right down here. I got a nice zoom on it, but that put optics into the glass. Those are going to be the ridges on the pumpkin. While they were still hot, he came over here, and you see how it's textured, or not textured anymore. When you go by with the ribs, you roll it across there, and just the ribs touch on this thin layer of black. So you see how he's only picking it up on the highest parts of that piece. This is how we're going to get that Tim Burton color, an all-white pumpkin with black ribs. Drying out in Pennsylvania. We did have a wet weekend, and I actually, like I said, I went to Ohio Pile and was just out in nature for my little 3-day vacation, and, well, here comes the blow-up of the pumpkin. It was wet out there in Pennsylvania. How is glass making related to pottery making? Well, with pottery, you're actually it's called firing, and when you heat up the pottery, you have it in its clay form, and you're actually in the kiln, you're bringing it all the way up in temperature. It's still less temperature than is glass, but you're bringing it up in temperature and then bringing it back down, and that makes the clay stick together and hold its shape. And then with glazes, it's glass, I suppose, or something like that you put on there, and it's the same process. Heat it up to cool it down. With glass, it's already hot, and we need to make sure specifically that we cool it down slowly so that it doesn't crack.
Ready?
I'm ready for the pit stop, number 3 on the day.
You gotta teach Dad how to do that.
Wasn't as fast the other day.
Oh, like the camera tricks the camera to move.
Cobalt blue is definitely used in glass blowing still, and it's one of the most pretty colors that we have. So here we go. Here's a little teamwork for you guys. Joey is heating up, it's called this tungsten rod. When we make pumpkins or any vessel that's enclosed air this size, we always poke a little hole in the bottom, and it's a pressure release. And glass expands and contracts when it gets hot and it gets cold. So when you have a piece like that we make, a big round ball, and it's 2,000 degrees, and then it cools back down to room temperature, it's going to move around, and that air in there is going to have some pressure. So by putting that hole in the bottom, we guarantee that maybe 15 years from now, there's no weird pressure change, and we don't have some kind of problem with the crack in the glass. So here's the punting process. Joey sticks that rod right on the bottom. Chris puts a little water on the connection line and a gentle tap, and now Joey's got the pumpkin, and we're able to work on the opposite side of the piece. That's a move that's always been used in glass blowing. You have to do it to get it off the pipe. You have to do it to flip around and work on that opposite side. Normally you don't need it with pumpkins because we knock it off and put the stem right on top, but when we're doing a Tim Burton one with a tall, funky stem, and we're putting a crazy spider on this thing, we gotta have a little extra time to work on that top. Jackie, that's a great observation. When he pulls it out of there and he rolls it in that tank with water, he's cooling down the pipe. A lot of times when the glass starts to get lower, it just depends on the day of the week. whether we've got a low tank or we got a high tank, but the deeper you reach into the furnace to gather the glass, the hotter the pipe gets. So a lot of times when we're working on the very low end of the tank, you bring it over to our water guy here. That's a bucket of water. It's just room temperature water that you could drizzle on the pipe, and it cools it down and makes it a lot more bearable for our glass blower hands. Whoa! Watch it. So that's a white and black pumpkin. And we speak about how the color always looks different while it's hot. White and black are two of the colors that really look how they actually look while it's hot. Yeah, some wedding Corona goblets. It's gonna be fun. I haven't got to make any goblets since we did those big line of those Corona goblets, and they were cool and they were fun. We got to get back into the goblet mode.
So can you turn both of us, set them both down and turn this for a second?
Dawn, yes, we are going to open up international shipping. It's going to take a little bit of conversation with tech support to get your information and talk about the rates, but we are interested in giving that a shot now. And we're going to see if we lose 2 out of the first 3 pieces we send, then we might shut it down, but we want to reach you guys out there because these videos are really reaching out to a broader audience, and we love the idea of selling our work in another country and getting some new fans over there. It's pretty darn fun to us. All right, from Virginia. We are in Dearborn, Michigan, and another highlighter. We are a family of 4. My parents own the business, and Joey is our glassblowing employee that is working with us on all these live feeds. So it's just the 5 of us. We're here in the shop most days of the week, but these lives are pretty key for us, and this is how we've been able to hold up the business through this whole Corona situation. We did just start these about the end of March when I came down here and kind of got stuck after my birthday for the lockdown. Right now he's sculpting the spider, and he just put that red line on the back, which, what was this spider called?
The Australian redback.
Australian redback. This is going to be the first piece that we ship internationally during this pandemic, and it's going to be an Australian spider on the side of this awesome Tim Burton pumpkin for someone who I know by name has been watching our videos and commenting and having a pretty good time with us, so I'm happy that this is going to you, Brad. Okay. Sticky Lolly candy shop that makes candy pretty much like glass. There's a lot of similarities in making candy and rolling it out, spinning it out, and putting the colors in there. It's pretty darn cool to see.
Flip, Sharon, stop right there.
All right, what's up, Judy? Thank you for the ceramic knowledge. That's definitely not where my knowledge lies, but it definitely helps having someone with a little ceramic pottery action to get me some answers. I think I am a little ahead on the comments. I'm trying to catch back up, but what happens is when you guys are asking these perfect questions and they're one after another, I just get sucked up in them. So can't complain about that. I will get back up to where we're at, but for now, take a look at this peanut on the side of this pumpkin. I'm just kidding. That is the spider, and you're not going to see the red. It's a black spider with a red stripe. That red's going to pop a lot later when it cools down, but now we're going to get started. Joey's going to start bringing over smaller and smaller bits to make these 6 or 8 legs. Pretty sure it's 8, right? Is that universally all spiders are 8 legs?
Yep.
Yeah, I should probably know that. So Jackie, what are the differences between the furnaces? Now we do have 2 running furnaces over here. One has colored glass, one has clear glass. But I assume you probably meant that one and this one. And so this is the reheating chamber, and that's like Joey was just using it. It's a little hotter than is the glass when it's sitting at room or at regular temperature over there, 2100 degrees. This one's about 2300 degrees. And so that's a little hotter so that we're able to heat the glass up a little bit quicker. Nice, 2 legs, sweet. And get back into the action. If we were just reheating out of the furnace, it'd be a little bit slower, and we like having a separate spot to reheat so we don't have to be all the way over there. But those guys run all year long, and then these guys take about an hour and 15 minutes to come up to temperature every morning when we turn them on.
Wait a minute.
Let's see. All right, I'm trying to catch it back up. Nice. Terry, you nailed it. I kind of forgot about it, didn't get around to talking about it, but a little while back there was a pretty darn strong explosion in the back of the shop. And that was the glass. Terry, you nailed it. It was the tester or the warmer-upper bottom of a succulent that we made. And when we put it away, we left it in this bin right in the back, the clear bin right there. And it's probably like 3 inches thick. And just by not cooling that, it took maybe like 5 minutes since we put that one in there. But within 5 minutes, it actually exploded and it shook that bucket. And I heard it from way over here, and a bunch of glass flew out. So that's definitely what it was, and that's a great example of how if you don't cool the glass down, it can definitely literally explode. Another leg coming in, another 2 legs, I suppose. Alright, it looks like I'm caught up. Jackie, what got you guys into glass blowing? Well, for me, these are my parents and they own this business. So that was kind of a nice starter upper for me. I did go to college for a year, but then I started working and now I'm back here after 3 years in Pittsburgh. So glass blowing's kind of what I'm going into for sure. My dad and mom both found glass blowing at CCS in Detroit, the College for Creative Studies. And they met there during that as well. My mom eventually transferred over to Alfred, New York, and so both of their glass blowing careers started in a school. And they've both done different internships, and I know Dad, and I'm not sure if Mom has too, went over to Italy and worked with those guys for a while, which is really the best way to learn is to work with an Italian master or any style of master. There's a lot of different countries that have different styles of glass blowing, but Italy really is the hub for historical glass work. But that's pretty much the basis of it. Joey was a lamp worker, is a lamp worker, and he makes a lot of smaller stuff, jewelry and very small work. I don't know, how would you explain that? Small work, but he's working with one torch, and you guys see he's really proficient with this guy right here. It's the same kind of torch that he has at home, and so he started with a different style of glass and then moved into hot glass, soft glass with us.
The big fun stuff.
The big fun action.
Large pieces of glass.
So that's
Make
that.
some longer legs in the front of this guy because that's the way he looked in the picture.
With the longer front ones for grabbing his prey.
It looks like something from Stranger Things. It's crawler features.
Totally.
Right?
Totally. AJ, no, we don't have people on here 24/7. We actually have, and they've come up with some really amazing systems for keeping the equipment safe. There's actually a computer on all of the equipment that we have, and there's multiple safety backups if there's a power outage or if there's anything funky going on at all. But most of these equipments actually will just call your phone. As soon as they realize anything is out of the ordinary, even if it just gets a little hotter in here and they're wondering, the computer's wondering why it's so hot, they call your phone. So it's really pretty darn safe. I mean, obviously we still want to be here. We like to have a good rule where if we have this hole on, you always have someone in the shop.
Well, we're gonna get the stem going. Let me just get this thing on center.
Yes, Joey just sell his stuff. Joey Walker.
I'm gonna knock it off over there. I'm gonna put it right on like we normally do. Over here. So
Joey Walker's his name. He's on
number
Instagram.
3 is going up.
Joey Walker Glass. Yep, Google his name. He's got a lot of really beautiful work.
We're going into black. Into the bowl.
All right. Great reminder.
Check the spider out.
Great reminder to like and share the page, you guys. Share this feed. Look at that spider. Those are black legs too. They're just hot. All right. So yeah, like and share. We're going to be giving away this bad boy over here a little bit later. Well, actually, the way it works is we're not going to give it away till next week because we got to go through all the names and we got to set it up for the random winner generator. But If you guys like the Glass Academy page and you share this feed, you're automatically entered to win that awesome green flower vase, handmade by us. All right, so they're getting the area set up here. You see a lot of tools and a lot of action going on. I've been, since coming back home, very diligent about keeping only the tools we need around and keeping the shop pretty darn clean. And trust me, this is as many tools as we actually need. I mean, this is as minimal as we can get. We use all of these tools in every single process, except for maybe this mold, but that was because we did another piece earlier. But here comes the stem. This is the crazy part, folks.
Ready?
All right.
Watch yourself on that. I'm not going up with it. I'm cutting it. Take your time.
Nice.
Steady. Let it
So
sit
this
for a minute.
is the
Okay.
Tim Burton stem. So instead of curling it around a pole and making this all happen super quick in one moment, we're letting it solidify a little so it'll be able to stand on its own. And Chris right now is with 2 hands twisting the Tim Burton curl on there. Check that out. With the spider. All right, Brad. Yeah, he's there watching. I love it. That's coming to Australia for everybody who's wondering. Our first international shipment. An Australian red something or other spider. Tim Burton.
Australian
pumpkin.
redback.
How about a round of thumbs, folks? Woo! And Joey takes it away. Nice and fast.
All
Look at
right,
that
Brad.
pep in his step.
It was an honor to be able to make a piece for our first piece going to Australia. You're the man, and when we come visit, we're visiting you.
All right.
All right, along with Sticky Lollies. Nice job.
All right, yeah, the thumbs are coming in good.
Woo!
Redback, that's right. Thank you, Mark. It's kind of tough for me. Whoa, he's spinning it. Watch out.
This puppy is someone's gonna be loving this piece, I'm telling you. It's a nice one. Some lucky person tonight's gonna get it.
Liking and sharing, liking and sharing.
All right, so where are we going? Back to
What's
the
up
board.
next? Let's take a look then. Succulent in a glass pot. Here's our lineup. We got about a half an hour left, so we're gonna take a look all the way down here at number 6, which is a succulent, another succulent made by Chris.
Heck yeah.
And you got any color ideas?
Yeah, let's go look at it and pick some of the colors out. I want this one to really pop. I think using that granny apple green so it's real electric and hardcore would be great. And I also think that maybe that granny apple green with a little bit of probably I think this pinkish ruby would look really nice down there. The pink ruby.
That's one of my favorite colors, a ruby.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is if I do a layer of green first, then I do a layer of the ruby, you're going to have these transparent like flecks all over the surface of that granny apple green, so it's going to look really sweet. The thing will look really nice. I think we should make this one a little bit bigger than normal too, maybe.
A little special one.
Maybe
for
a little
him?
special. First thing I'm going to do is cast up a heater because
Yeah.
that mold's been sitting there. We'll let that sit in there and Joey will tend it up a little bit, and then we'll start up on the piece.
All right, sounds good. So you guys are going to get another pretty sweet visual here. I'll have him show you the gathering ball as he goes by. And actually, I'm going to turn around real quick. Let's take a look at that.
I just showed him that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know. There was a question. Yes, it's a beautiful vase. Ooh la la, like and share, you could win. Oh, flowers will fall just beautifully in there. But I do want to be clear. We pick the contest winner next Tuesday, not today. So like and share. Next Tuesday, you'll find out if you won.
And come back and watch.
Yeah, someone from tonight's show. We need to review everyone and put them in the database so we can randomly pick a name, and then it comes out next week. So that's way too much to do during the show. So you got to come back next week, and at the end of next week's show is when we tell you the winner.
Perfect. All right, here we go. Coming around. Andy, I'm not going to ask about the snake right now because we do have 500 people watching, and I don't want to spread that around too much. I'll ask him personally after the show, and we'll get that to you. But here is the last remaining succulents that we have. Again, I'm going to tell you guys that these are all one of a kind, just like the ones that we made today and the next one we're going to make. They're one of a kind. If you want one that we're going to make a line, I think it's 2 or 3 different ones. They're going to be on the website, and those will be all available, but they won't be individual quite like these. The last remaining ones. I'm still surprised that this one's still here after that light shining on it, and the color, the electricity of that color is really beautiful. Number 2. Close-up of number 6, and he's gathering it up, so I'll get over there real quick, but here's number 6 with a sweet raspberry bit on the top, and kind of some browns and then iridescence on the back side. So if you guys are interested in that, DM my sister right here. Boom. She'll get the job done for you. Glass Academy Facebook page. So here comes the heater, he's calling it. This is the warmer-upper for the mold. And so we might hear this one crack just like I was talking about with the other ones later on. But this is just a larger piece of glass to fill this up. Look at that, he didn't even have to cut it. That was pretty good, it just dripped off himself. And we're gonna let that sit in there and warm up the mold for us.
I'll put this back in the tank.
Deborah, those are 138 a piece, 148 for numbers 1, 2, and 3.
You can't kill them. You can't overwater them.
You can overwater them, it's true. So, explain, yes?
Do a view from lowering down and looking across that, how cool it looks.
Sitting on top like a little patty, a little pancake.
Yeah, it's like that special phenomenon with water, how it like holds over the top of the glass.
Right, water tension.
Yeah.
So explain why you can roll the glass around on the rod and it doesn't fall off, yet it just takes a couple of taps to remove it. That's because the temperature of the glass is at different stages. And when glass is hot, I'd say when it's molten, when it's moving around, it's at probably 1600, 1500 and above. And that's when it's sticky. And it sticks to other hot things. It won't stick to metal. It won't stick to this stuff here. But if we casted 5 of those giant patties right in this spot right here, I'd say the 6th one would start sticking to the marble. So you got to be careful, and that's why we preheat the pipes over here so that they're hot and the glass sticks to them and stays on the pipe. Yeah. Once it's on there, it's good to go, but as soon as it starts cooling down and it becomes solid, then the glass is breakable. So you're able to, with a precise, clean line on the end of the pipe, you can crack the glass and you can really decide where you want to crack it. Liz, great question. How does the iridescence get done? Right now he's going into the Granny Apple Green right there, but this is our Iris Gold. And that's that iridescent color. So when we put this on the glass, it kind of looks just like that color, kind of like a yellow, brown / gold. But what we'll do at the very end of the piece is change the ratio of air to gas in this hole. And when you turn up and make a lot more gas and cut out the air in there, the gas puddles all the precious metals that are within that color that make that color what it is, and it pools them on the surface of the glass. So that's the very last move you do right before you put it away, and it gives it that iridescent tone. It's called the reduction process. All right. I've got tech support telling me to talk about the reeds up top. I showed you guys those reeds up top. I'm not sure if there's a specific question or not, but those are some awesome extra large hollow percola reeds that we've done for, it was actually for a golf course, and then we decided to put them into our studio as well. But we do a lot of large scale artwork installation pieces. So if you guys are interested in something like that, whether it's personal, whether it's through a business, we've done a lot of work in hospitals. A lot of beautiful artwork and walls and different memorials. We do a lot of accomplishments, or what are they called?
Corporate awards.
Corporate awards, yep. So if you guys have 10 employees that did the best sales all year, whatever it is, and you want to give them the big, I don't know, we just did a bunch of apples that were really cool. Apple awards with bottoms on them that had the company's name scribed on them.
Teacher of the Year.
Teacher of the Year is what it was. That's pretty sweet. We do all kinds of different stuff.
So I made a little bit of a different stem on this succulent. Check it out. Really like, looks like kind of a cactus style.
Oh yeah. And what color is that again? Granny apple green?
With gold ruby over it.
With gold ruby, right.
And then on this particular one, I'm going to add that iridescence on the outside edge of every one of the petals.
Ah, so they got little metallic tips. We actually have one right here that has metallic tips. If it's not already sold, I think it might be. It is already sold. But this one does have, number 4. Check this one out with the red berry, and this one's got that beautiful iridescence. Kind of almost looks like on just the tips. All right. Have you gotten any, or have we gotten burnt while doing this? That's a good question. It's definitely happened to all of us. We always say the quick answer to that is usually it's not burned by the glass, you're burned by the tools. The tools get hot, you grab the wrong side of the tool, and you got problems. Geez, that was a great view for you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, and so Chris actually does have a Instagram page, Chris Nordine Studios. A lot of those corporate awards or the larger scale artwork is done through Chris Nordine Studios. So if you guys want to see some individual, one-of-a-kind work, I would take a look there on Instagram. He's got great pictures and a lot of great process videos of the work that he's doing. It's a pretty sweet account. And you could also reach out to him on there if you direct message him. I know how my dad works and that he's not on Instagram every day, but I'm sure that he could get around to it. You guys would be able to get a hold of him.
Oh yeah, I do.
All right. Confirmed. Confirmed. You cannot add pictures into the glass while it's hot. You can add some sort of like, well actually I guess something I'd say about that is we've done red stripe glasses where the material was not something that would burn off on the outside, and you can heat it back up, enamel, and you could work with it and not burn it off and have that texture and color on the outside. You can also sandblast things, and you can obviously paint the glass afterwards, but other than precious minerals that will change the color of the glass, there's really not much you can add to it without burning it up or changing the look of it or changing the integrity of the glass. Darlene, no problem. We definitely love giving away our final piece here, and all you got to do is share the feed. As long as you guys are watching with us, we love it. We love getting our numbers up. So if you guys are just watching, you share the feed, you're automatically entered to win this beautiful flutter vase we're giving away, and we'll give it away next week when we've had time to organize all the names. But there's definitely ways to get some glass in your home without paying for the full piece.
Sharing is free.
And sharing is free 99.
Just updating you, Jake.
Yes.
It was the items from last week. The trees, the giveaway. We're picking the winner now.
All right, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that through the mic, but I'm going to take a pan over last week's products that were made that I got to see watching from Pennsylvania. Here's our first little snowman with the bent sweet hat. Snowman number 2 fixing his hat, pretty sweet with the glass scarf on there. And then here's our giveaway, which is the pine tree, Michigan pine with the white snowy ground and the GA stamp. So that's last week's giveaway, and Mom just informed me she's going to be picking out the winner. They've got the name already over there, but we will announce that to you guys probably after this piece. Are your pages linked through your website at all? Not on Instagram. I'm not sure about that. I don't know, but I know that Chris Nordine Studios is a separate entity from Glass Academy, so I'm not sure if it's linked on the website. But we definitely have a lot of work on the website. He does have his own website, right? ChrisNordineStudios.com.
Yep.
And we also have another one called Ashes and Art Glass, and we do a lot of work with remains, whether it's animals or humans. Remains in the glass, and whether that's making the large-scale art pieces like we were talking about earlier, or just a simple paperweight, a memory sphere to have on your wall to look at. It's a little different of a vibe, and it's a little more of an artistic expression of your loved one. So that's another one, AshesInArtGlass.com. Those are 3 websites for you guys to check out. and Glass Academy is the OG, and Glass Academy has our product line and has everything you need. Alright. Yeah, those snowmen are pretty darn awesome. I'm going to show you again. This guy's sweet. That's a big one. I don't know if that sold or what the deal was. Like I said, I was out of town for this one last week, but he is sweet. So is this little fella with the carrot nose, looking off into the distance. Pine tree's amazing. That's a free giveaway we're going to be doing up real soon. Someone's getting lucky. Yes, we can use Pet's ashes for sure.
Another round of petals, and then we'll do a gold spire.
Gold on these.
And you'll do gold on the whole thing, and then do a little bit of green and ruby just on the bottom. It fades up.
All right, Kelly, back in the shop. I guess I missed you guys, but nice to have you back again. Sweet that you got a penguin. Those things are pretty darn unique. It's pretty darn cool. This is row number 3. This is about to be a big boy, you guys. All right, England in the house. I love to see it. That's awesome. Growing internationally. Again, if you guys have specific questions about getting a custom piece done, message the Glass Academy page. We can't really go over such detail about specific pieces during the feed, so if you guys are interested in something, message those guys. My mom and my sister doing all the background work for us, and they will get the answers that you guys need. All right, Canada. Look at that. Bright green, right?
Bright green and ruby, pink ruby.
All right. For pricing as well, you guys, take a look at the website. I'm still on my 3rd month being back here. I'm trying to learn the prices. It's a little difficult to keep up to all of them, but if you go on the website, it's a beautifully designed website, and you go into the product section, and we have all of our products there. Like I see my sister just commented, pumpkins start at $48, but they really vary depending on a lot of different things, and they're usually pretty one of a kind, so you want to go on there and take a look at what you like and see what your style is, and definitely start matching it. A lot of people match to their home decor. You want to make it look good and have a great place to display it, so you got to think about those things when you're making a purchase, and I don't want to throw out a number that's incorrect. What up, Bill? Yeah, Brad, Mom's got it down. I'm gonna leave it to talk about it. She just walks up, and 1 second later, I got a fresh 6-pack of ice cubes, keeping the camera cool. Not bad. So was that an iridescent? Is that a gold spire?
Yeah, it fades from the true colors of the plant up to the gold at the top.
All right, so that's the top there. Joey knows, without Dad saying anything, that he's about ready to take the pipe, and Joey's going to keep it warm, and by warm we mean, ooh. That's exactly what I mean.
Right there. No way to do it.
You got to keep your body warm and the piece. It goes hand in hand. It does look kind of lethal. So, but he's keeping it warm, probably like 1,500 degrees, not cracking temperature. You see some core heat in that for sure. And it obviously doesn't look neon green. Here comes Chris dripping in a nice topper base for this bad boy. Now, I keep trying to tap the screen and get it to focus on that glass for the color for you guys, but that just doesn't work like that when the glass is that hot. So we're going to let that sit for a minute, because it's just too hot. If we put that in there, it would start sinking into the piece, and then we pull it out, and the thing would lose its shape. So that needs to sit for a little longer while Chris is going to get it hot, take a couple more looks at it, maybe get you guys another nice up-close of it on the pipe. And then, like we try and do with all these pieces, and that's the reason we're not selling them right off of the pipe, is because we never have time afterwards to take them out of the annealer and to take pictures of them and show you guys how they turned out. So we want to do that before we sell them. So if you guys are interested in this neon green and iridescent gold succulent, keep it on your mind, and we're going to post this picture probably tomorrow, maybe the next day, and we'll make that up to soon.
Housekeeping item. So some of you are watching on Google and you're wondering because you can't post on Facebook. Absolutely, go to the website and hit the contact page. That's how we hear from you. So that contact page on the website, if you see one of the succulents, just tell us the number and we'll get back with you.
Perfect. So that's an alternative way. We do have people, and this is the reason we're thinking about switching to YouTube, is that we have people that don't have Facebook accounts, and we understand everyone's not into social media. We want to be able to reach out to everybody. So people actually can watch right now through Google without being on here, but they can't comment and they can't DM us. So if that's you guys that we're talking about, you guys can go to the Glass Academy page, and there's a contact form that you can fill out, and you can let us know exactly the question you have and or the item you want to purchase.
Now we're good.
That's working good,
Yeah.
Joey. It's kind of a joke right now, but that is really serious action. When you're blowing on a piece, if you're working on a goblet, and Joey walked over and just blew on a goblet on the pipe, it would crack and fall right off.
Drips of sweat. That's always good
A
too.
couple drips of sweat too, that always helps, yeah. Alright, so we're letting it cool down again, still a little longer. When you've got a bigger mass of glass, it takes longer. You got something as thin as like the tip of that torch for a blowpipe, it's going to crack real quick compared to something that's 3 inches wide diameter. Alright, Annie, that's what we love to hear. Alright, here we go. So what's he going to do here? A little bit of water.
See the gold on there, eh?
Check out the iridescence. He did reduce that top color. You see how we've got that sparkle on the spire, the sparkling spire finish? Yes, we will definitely post a picture of that Tim Burton pumpkin. Here we go. Nice gentle tap. And a squish. And that's the trick, having it at the right temperature so that we're not going to sink it all the way in, but we need to have it on there strong enough that it's going to hold itself really well. Nice.
Look at the top. Show it from the top, Jake.
See that red core still in there too. Alright. It's making me nervous as long as this is out here. Chris is going to grab it with the preheated forks. That's a heavy one. Look at that thing bending. Woo! There it goes. Joey's got the door ready. The annealing oven, I did see a question about that. That is the proper term. And away it goes. How about some thumbs up, you guys? How about some thumbs? Show them some love. If these guys know they're making some sweet stuff.
That was a beaut.
That was awesome.
That one might go in my office.
I think that one was bigger than anything else that we've made so far.
Yeah, that's a really sweetie.
Awesome. Let me take a look at our table over here. What's the situation on this side of things?
Well, just to remind people, they still have time to like and share for this beauty.
Like and share the feed.
And we'll leave the camera plugged up here so you got a minute. These are the succulents that are available.
Let's get a couple more up close ones just before we set you guys up. Beautiful red one. Oh, we do have to give away the pine tree. I have the name in my hand. I just forgot to tell you guys.
Slight problem.
That's number 3. But the pine tree, which is right here, beautiful pine tree, made as the giveaway on Tuesday, is going
Handcrafted.
to...
Focus.
Whoa, Alan Guffey. So there it is.
Nice.
You will get a private message from us. So check your Facebook. Currently, it has to be. Well, you know what? If you don't have Facebook, how would you reach us? But
Who was it again? Let's see.
There he is.
Alan.
Alan.
Nice to see you.
All
Alan
right.
Duffy.
All
if you
right.
are local, you can come pick it up. Otherwise, we ship it to you.
All right.
I want to put that tree down there too. So people
Couple
can see
more
that.
succulents. Number 9's a pretty one. Pretty organic and nature-like. This one's a little on the iridescent side with the red berry. Pretty sweet. We got number 6, which we gave a close-up of earlier, has that beautiful yellow, bright yellow flower up top. And then this guy with 3 rows of leaves and no spire, and this guy, number 2, my favorite green one, which I've already said a couple times, with the beautiful bright red spire. So that's it. There's our sign for you guys. I'm gonna actually turn around. Here she is, and have
put it on
Mom
this
give you guys a little
dandy cart.
closing statement.
Hello, thank you for watching. We super appreciate each and every one of you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be on the show. This is number 35. We have done 35 of these shows since the pandemic. And I'll tell you a secret, don't go back and look at the first ones. They're not half as good as this. But we really appreciate you coming on. We've learned a lot. We've been able to sell our product. It's been very helpful to support our family and our few employees that we were able to bring back. So thank you, everyone. We really appreciate that.
All right, I think that's a beautiful close. Let me set up the phone for you guys. We're going to let it sit on the table and give our closing statement here. If you guys have any more questions for us, just toss them in the chat. We do go over all the comments. We love you guys, and we're going to be seeing you guys on Friday. Enjoy this everything.